You're getting people to kind of do what you want in the end, but they don't realize it because you are so clever and you're so indirect and you give people a feeling of pleasure, right? That their defenses go down and they feel comfortable around you. They like you, they may even love you. And now you can kind of move them in a direction that you want. And people say, well, that's so ugly, that's so manipulative. But that is what seduction is. And it's not necessarily so ugly because it leads to, affairs, to romances, to perhaps marriage. It is kind of a pleasurable game. And the
Yeah.
idea behind it is that in the world today, people do not have enough pleasure, right? It's probably the one thing that they're missing the most. They're so wired, they're so working so hard, they're so, single-mindedly focused on their careers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that they're not having any pleasure. And then in our social world, everyone is so selfish and narcissistic that no one is really giving you attention that you like. Like if I were to try and seduce Pani, right, I would figure out what makes you different, what makes you unique, what you love in life that nobody else is giving you.
Hmm.
Things from your childhood, things that make you excited, that you love, certain colors, certain flowers, certain gifts, certain places. And I would give that to you, right? I would get into your world instead of being obsessed with myself. I would get outside of myself into Pani's world, and I would say, this is what she is missing in her life, and I'm going to give it to her. The
Hmm.
power of that is absolutely immense because nobody is giving that to you in general, right? It's so
To make
rare.
them feel seen, to be seen and to be heard is obviously an attractive thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like figuring out in what ways they want to be heard, in what ways they want to be seen, and giving that to them.
yeah. And so a simple example would be we have a conversation at a restaurant at night, we're having dinner, and you say some things that you're not really paying attention to, and they're just sort of off the cuff, but they kind of reveal something that bothers you or something that you really are excited about. And then the next day, I bring up what you said in a different form, perhaps. I kind of quote you or something, or I give it a different spin. And I don't call a lot of attention to it, but to you that goes, wow, Robert was actually really listening to me. He heard what
Right.
I said. He understood kind of what was behind my words. That's really
Right.
interesting. Nobody ever does that, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. And as that happens, you start becoming a little less resistant. You start seeing Robert in a different way. You say, maybe this person can give me things that I don't get from other people. It doesn't matter if that other person isn't the handsomest person in the world or isn't all buffed out or et cetera. But they understand the psychology, right? They understand
Yeah.
for a man what a woman is missing, or for a man what a man is missing for a woman. They understand this. That's what gives you the degree of seductive power in life. And that can make people fall in love with you. It can also mean in your office, you're not making people fall in love with you because that's kind of creepy, but you're making people like you. They feel charmed. You have a certain presence about you that you're empathetic, that you kind of understand them, that makes people want to be around you. Or it can be
Right.
in politics. You know how to seduce people with your message. You can win elections. Or if you're marketing your product, you know what seduces the masses. People will buy your product. It gives you immense power. Because if in politics, if in the office, if within the sexual realm or in marketing, you're too direct, you're too forceful, people will go, that's ugly. I don't want anything of that. You're in my face. But if you're indirect, if you come from here instead of from here, they have no defenses. They go, wow, I'm going to buy your product. I'm going to vote for you. I'm going to like you in the office. I'm going to have sex with you, or I'm going to fall in love with you. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's an incredible, powerful device that fewer and fewer and fewer people in this world understand, right? Fewer and fewer people in the world are actually good at the seduction game because for whatever reason, we're not used to it. In the world of Tinder, etc., it becomes an app. It's not anymore your
Yeah.
psychology. It's more like boom, 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 right? But what's more important is understanding people's psychology, not an algorithm. That's like a
Yeah.
machine. That's like a computer. That's not human. Humans have emotions. Humans have psychology. Humans have weaknesses. So get out of that loop, loop, loop. Spend time around people and get inside their worlds.